Hi, I'm Michael from Kitchinsider. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm talking about kitchen islands and peninsulas, when you might use one over the other, and some design considerations between the two. Incorporating a kitchen island into your design is probably one of the most popular requests I get from clients. However, they're not for every kitchen. Sometimes the size or shape of a room simply won't allow for an island. And when this is the case, I'll often recommend a peninsula. And while a kitchen island definitely has a wow factor to it, a peninsula can too. And it's a great design option that's sometimes overlooked. What is the difference between a kitchen island and a peninsula? So quickly, just so we all know what we're talking about here, a kitchen island is a standalone element surrounded by walkway space on all four sides, like an island surrounded by the ocean. Whereas a peninsula is attached at one end, either to a run of kitchen cabinets or the wall, making it only open on 3 of the 4 sides. It's always attached at one point. Kitchen islands are loved by homeowners and designers alike. They add style and functionality to a room by providing a great feature and focal point, as well as additional workspace. And the functionality can continue if you add seating to your kitchen island. Having that space to sit with your morning coffee, or have the kids do their homework, or guests sit while you cook and entertain for them. They can all be a real added bonus. You also have the added bonus of additional storage. It's a great way to get some more cabinets in your kitchen, or some extra appliances like a wine cooler or a prep sink, or a whole host of other features either in or underneath the worktop. And while an island can definitely add to a kitchen, it's not for everyone. There are a couple of things you need to consider when deciding on a kitchen island. Firstly, and probably the biggest thing, is you need to know if you have enough space to fit a kitchen island. As a general rule, kitchens need to be around 3.5 meters wide to fit an average 90 centimeter deep kitchen island. This will allow for 60 centimeter deep cabinets, a 1 meter walkway, that 90 centimeter deep island, and then another 1 meter walkway on the other side. As well as this, you'll need to have a decent length to your room to accommodate that 1 meter walkway, or more if you've got the space on either end of the island, as well as the length of the island itself. Of course, this overall size needed will depend on the depth of your kitchen cabinets and the depth and width of the kitchen island that you want. All of these things will increase or decrease the amount of space that you need overall. And as I said, if you can have a little bit more than this 1 meter gap around your island, that's great. If it's a little bit less than that, you might still be able to get away with it. These are just general guides to get you started. You'll also want to think about the worktop material that you're using. If you want to have a big island, remember the maximum size of a single slab of granite, quartz, or most stones is about 3 meters by 1.5 meters. If your island's going to be bigger than this, you'll likely require an additional piece, which means there's going to be a quite obvious joint line in your worktop. And this is where mixing materials, like adding a wooden breakfast bar section, can be a nice way to intentionally add that additional piece. Finally, you need to consider any architectural features in the room, as well as the kitchen layout itself. Is an island layout really the most functional shape for your space? If you have a huge, large open room, the answer is likely yes. But if you have a smaller or awkwardly shaped room, if there are multiple doors in and out of the space, you might want to reconsider your options. Putting an island in just because you really want one could impact the flow and functionality of your space, and may prevent you from having an alternative and more functional kitchen layout. So really consider the overall layout and whether an island might actually just get in the way. If an island doesn't fit in your design, then a peninsula might be the one for you. Peninsulas take up less space while maintaining many of the same benefits of a kitchen island. Like with kitchen islands, peninsulas add storage, seating, and functionality to your kitchen. They can also act as a nice separator in an open plan living space, creating an open but clear distinction between rooms. You'll often see peninsulas as part of L, U, or G-shaped kitchens, forming one side of that L, U, or G shape. They can be attached to a run of cabinets or come off of the wall. There are lots of different peninsula layout options for a kitchen, and this is where having a peninsula could be the better choice. If we look at this example, we could make it an island, but it would be a very small kitchen island, so not super useful or that practical. and it becomes more in the way rather than a useful addition. By connecting the island to the wall and creating a peninsula, we get all that extra storage space, seating options and countertop area. They're perfect when you don't quite have a wide enough room. Because we're attaching one side of it, we're removing the need for that additional 1 meter or so of walkway space around it. However, as always, there are a few things to consider if you're thinking about adding a peninsula into your design. Firstly, again, you'll need to think about the space. Like with an island, some spaces are still too small for a peninsula, such as if you have a slim double wall galley style kitchen. Other kitchens might be too big and a peninsula would be inefficient and cut off the flow and accessibility around the kitchen. There can also be the issue of this, I'm going to call it tricky space. This area where the peninsula meets a run of cabinets, this kind of corner space can be tricky to reach, especially if you have a deeper peninsula. And it's particularly tricky if you put any wall cabinets up in this section. You'll really struggle to reach and open them in that area. So that's why you'll often see some open shelves or just some artwork up in this spot. Something decorative rather than something that you need to get to every day. Another consideration if your peninsula comes off a run of cabinets is that you'll be creating a corner. Nobody really likes corner cabinets, so you'll need to put some thought into how best to design this in. So the type of corner cabinet that will work best, or maybe installing some corner mechanisms. A design technique that I like to do sometimes is to utilize this corner from the other side of the kitchen, so from the outside peninsula side of things. You could get a nice set of drawers in there, or a full depth cabinet. A wine cooler is quite a popular choice, but it's all accessed from sort of outside the main kitchen area. And by doing this, it means you don't have to worry about a corner cabinet in your kitchen. You could put some more useful and functional cabinets in that kitchen area instead, like some more drawers. Can you have a kitchen island and a peninsula? Yes, absolutely, why not? You'll need to have a large kitchen for this to work, but if you're lucky enough to have ample space, then it's definitely something to consider. It helps solve the challenge of if you have too much space around an island or too much space between the peninsula and your countertops. It could also help you to maximize more storage and give you some additional functionality in your kitchen. For instance, you could have a working island, maybe with your hob cooktop on there, and keep the peninsula separate for your seating. This keeps your island free for cooking dinner while the kids are safely away from that area, sat on the peninsula doing the homework. Which is best? A kitchen island or a peninsula? The one that works best for your kitchen. I mean, there's no denying an island does add a certain wow factor to any kitchen. However, the size and shape of the room will ultimately determine whether a kitchen island or a peninsula is best for your space. You don't want that island wow factor to be, wow, this feels cramped. If you have the space and love the look of an island, then go for it. They're a great functional addition. However, if it's not quite right for your design, don't be disappointed by a peninsula. It can be just as beautiful and practical as an island. And if it makes sense for your space, then it really is the best option. So there you go, some considerations to think about if you're choosing between a kitchen island and a peninsula. If you faced this decision recently, what did you go for and why? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.